You can see an interesting rotation out of financials, consumer staples, energy, the big winners this year, and back into information technology, back in consumer discretionary, back into communication services. Those are broad sectors, but as niches, you see anything with electric vehicles at all that whets your appetite here?
I like to look at NEO as one example. In fact, just before I came on, I looked at the chart and see that it's looking a lot like a lot of the other electrical vehicles stocks in that it's holding the 200-day moving average, which is key. So they've been in a caution phase. They seem to have bottomed out early March, and now they have to take out a little bit more of the resistance levels here. So NEO would be a good one to look at for that. If it holds, basically the March, I'm sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, I was watching NEO yesterday, and I liked it. It made a real strong intraday reversal. I think NEO, LI, and maybe the XPEV out of China, they all look intriguing to me. I want to also ask you all about Kathy Wood, because she launched her ETF, the ARKX, yesterday. In fact, one of the most successful debuts in ETF history. Mitch, I know you mentioned that you've been buying some of her stuff. It's come down a lot. Wall Street has pounced. But I think maybe now's the time to buy. What would you say, whether it's this new fund or her flagship fund, ARKK?
Yeah, I'm in ARKK, and when it's down, I buy more, and I don't think it's throwing, I think it's throwing good money after good. She has a lens into technology names like nobody else. And, many money managers, when the going got bad in the last, month or so, would have run away, and she stayed with it. So I don't own Tesla directly, but I feel like I own it through ARKK because it's 10%. And some of the other names like Roku and Spotify that are in there, and Square. So I'm a big fan, and to hedge a little bit, I've been selling calls against the position and lowering my basis.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of ARKK.
All right. Michelle, you're a technician. You just brought up some technical numbers. I want to know broadly the level that the NASDAQ becomes an aggressive buy. Can you just, without getting too wonky, because you're an amazing expert on this, a couple of key numbers on the upside, maybe that would trigger some greater buy signals?
Well, we're pushing against the 50-day moving average, so that's a really key level. If we clear 321 for 2 days, I like to have some kind of confirmation. And then 324, I may start buying over 321, use 315 as my risk. Over 324, I think you've got that home run potential up to 340 or maybe even higher.
Love it. Hey, Mitch, the consumer discretionary names, big winners. Obviously, they're going to do very well from all the stimulus out there. I even saw Harley get an upgrade this morning. Are you positioned in any of these names?
You know what? I'm not actually, but I do think that we're going to see spending, and one that I'm in that you saw an upgrade on Apple as well. I think you start putting $1,400 in people's pockets, even though they can go to a restaurant and spend some of it. I think you're going to see a lot of people in the next product cycle of Apple buying new iPad. So I think some of those tech names are going to get a boost from the stimulus checks that are in people's pockets.
Michelle, I read this morning where private equity is on pace to shatter the record for technology deals. They've been buying tech names all quarter, whereas everyone else has been selling tech. The tech sector, the worst performer for the quarter. I don't know if you have any contrarian in you, but does that make tech even more attractive for you?
Well, tech really, as a growth stock, and basically to jump on what Mitch says, the ultimate cyclical, it would have to show real strong growth in the economy in order for that to happen. And so some of these tech names that we've been watching, I wanted to mention to you, since I know you're very interested in semiconductors, is that our quant model, which is the NASDAQ All-Stars, rotates the first of the month, tomorrow being the day. Rotating into 4 of the 5 are going to be semiconductors. So if you're going to look at tech, I would look at some of those semiconductor names, like NVIDIA would be a classic one.
Yeah, I love NVIDIA. I've been following for a long time. Mitch, I got 30 seconds. Any name that's really standing out or something you want to share with the audience here?
I'm gonna go back to Apple. I think
great as well. I think Apple's a buy here as well. Mitch, Rochelle, and Michelle, thank you both very much. Liz Clayman, golly, it's an exciting last hour again. But